Hello everybody, Janet Urban here, founder of Friends in Film. Welcome to our podcast. The purpose of this podcast is to give you insights that you will not learn anywhere, not in film school, not online, not from anybody, even people on film sets will not know what I'm teaching you because we have studied how to go very fast into the film industry and create a career out of it. And that is what this podcast is about, and that is what the A-List program is about, which is our main flagship program that all these people all over the world are doing to work in the film industry. So enjoy today's podcast, and thank you so much for listening. Today's podcast is about, are you trying to build your career being necessity-driven or being possibility-driven? So if you ask somebody, why are they working as a videographer instead of a DP shooting feature films when shooting feature films is the goal? Or if you ask somebody why they are still taking classes to get ready to get into the film industry, but they're not yet working in the film industry, you might be necessity-driven, necessity-motivated, and that might be what has been holding you back. Some people are motivated mostly by necessity, mostly by certainty, rather than what they really want. So they are not pulled into action by what is possible. And that is the shift that I would love for you to now become aware of, because once you become aware of being pulled into what is possible and to start thinking from that place, everything will change. When you're necessity-driven, you're not looking for infinite varieties of experience. You're not looking for what's possible in the unknown. You're mostly looking for what you know and what's possible within the known. So people that are necessity-driven, that are motivated by necessity, they look around them and they look at what's available. What can they do? What job is available? What partner is available? What boyfriend? What girlfriend? What class is available? And then they choose one. When they need a new apartment, or they need a new home, or they need a new partner, whatever, they go out and they take a look and they accept what is available. Instead of being possibility-driven, where you are seeking out, what do I want? And where do I need to go to get what I want? And what's the fastest way to get to what I want? So you're going to know if you are necessity-driven or possibility-driven by your actions and by your results. When you start to watch your thinking, you're really going to start seeing this. I've got a lot of students that do my program, and I can see whether they're necessity-driven in their thinking by what they tell me and what they email to me. For instance, I have one student who is a videographer and has been doing a lot of work as a videographer, and he told me, what I've been realizing is that I just have not been believing that I can be a cinematographer. I haven't been going for it. I've been looking at it as like this something that I really want to have happen, but I have never committed. I'd rather stay in this place of kind of confused hopelessness, like I don't really know what to do. I've been trying, I don't know what to do, and just staying in this place, but never finding the answers, never deciding to seek out the answers to make that thing happen. So therefore, he's been taking the opportunities that just kind of come in the door, that keep him busy. Now, how this all originated for him, he said, was a situation when he tried to get an internship at a company in Los Angeles, and he's based not in Los Angeles. And so he was based several hours away by plane from Los Angeles. And he was up for an internship that was paid with a company in Los Angeles. Well, after communicating back and forth, they just ghosted him. Just no more communication. And that bummed him out so much, he was like, I give up. I'm not going to do anything. It hurt him so badly that for several years, he's just like, wow, maybe I don't have what it takes. Maybe, this is not going to really happen for me. And he let that situation cause him to be more necessity-based and look around and go, well, what should I do now? Instead of saying, well, they're in Los Angeles. I'm here in Denver. They didn't even get to know me. They didn't even get to meet me. I don't know the city in Los Angeles. There are a multitude of reasons why they didn't get back to me. Maybe it wasn't even a real opportunity, but I'm not going to let that impact me in any way. I'm going to go after what I originally said that I wanted to do, and I'm going to believe in myself, have my back the entire way as I go after and create this most amazing career that I know that I'm interested in, that I'm capable of, and that I deserve. So I know that many of us have situations that are disappointing in our lives. And when we make it mean something negative about ourselves, when we make it mean and tell ourselves a story that is like, oh, this is really hard. Like, I don't know if I can do this, or maybe I should just take this other job because this is available. And we don't go after what we really want, what we came here for, what we decided that we want, then it starts a sequence of ways of being and living that is mediocre. That's not really what you want, but it pays the bills and it's okay. So we're basically living on necessity. It's very easy to do, and it's something that we don't even realize is happening. Until many years pass and we're like, man, now I don't even know what to do. Now I feel it's completely like I've wasted too much time. And this big goal of working in the film industry, I know it's like a really big goal because I tried it once. And now, I don't even have the time to try to make that happen. Now I've lost so much time. Maybe it's not even going to be possible for me again. So we tell ourselves another negative story about it. And then we put it off for a couple more years. And then we find that we're really in a place like, you know what? This life I have today that has landed in my lap, it's really not what I want. And we might have a realization at that point, like, I've got to change my thinking to create a different life. Like, it's now or frickin' never. And that's what I want. That's a person that I want to be. I just need to commit and make this happen now. Now, the wiring in our brain is very, it's just automatic. And we can really want something really bad and desire it really bad and really want it to happen, but never even take any significant action to make that happen because of the wiring in our brain. So for instance, as I was working with this wonderful person who I love so much, and I've just met, but I love the way that he thinks, he suggested to me, hey, Janet, there's an internship at ARRI in Los Angeles, and it's working with cameras. Maybe I should take it. And my immediate response was, again, it's necessity-motivated thinking, because we're thinking, okay, I want to be a cinematographer, but maybe I should settle for working in a camera house and learning the equipment. I mean, I'd really like to learn the equipment. I'd really like to learn it inside out anyway. But the goal is to be a cinematographer. So you have to notice the necessity thinking is like, maybe I could get that job, and then I could work. It takes me it's like a small step forward, but it seems like a significant step. And then we'll make like ideas in our head, like, oh, I'll meet all these people that will come in, and I'll make all these relationships this way. And it's really just a way for our brains to relax for a moment because we're doing something that we think is a step forward, but it is a least scary step than actually going for it and making a career as a cinematographer in feature films. It's like, okay, I can make myself, I can believe that I can go that far, but I'm not really wanting to let my brain believe I can go all the way to where my goal is. And that's a problem. Because when you are living your life and you've already lived your life and you have the results you have because you keep thinking this way, you keep thinking for what you know, and maybe that will solve it. It's almost like it's a hole there and you want to plug it. So you want to just go to that step instead of going all the way in the unknown and start taking actions and meeting people and starting this momentum to becoming a cinematographer in feature films, to starting the thinking that is required. Because if you want to be a cinematographer, there's no way that you're going to be happy sitting in a little room with no windows, fiddling around with software and tinkering with cameras. If you want to be a cinematographer, you're going to know that well enough, but you're going to have somebody else do that. You're going to have your assistant camera set up the camera and make sure that it's working because you're thinking about lighting and picture and working with telling the story visually for the director and connections with directors and connections with producers. You're going to be thinking in that way, not like I'm going to sit in a small dark room by myself learning the software inside out. So this is why it's so valuable to be able to start seeing our minds and to start having this awareness about who we are and what we are here to create. So ask yourself, are you necessity driven in creating your career in the film industry, or are you possibility driven where you are seeking out opportunities that you do not know how it's going to happen, what to even do, but you are looking for, what do I need to know, who do I need to meet, what do I need to do, how do I need to be thinking to create this most amazing career for myself, and I'm going 100% towards that goal. So let's talk about possibility motivated people. People who are motivated by possibility, they are not thinking about what they have to do or any obstacles in front of them. They are thinking about what they want to do and how to go over any obstacles if they even see them. So for myself, there would be obstacles and my husband would see them like, oh yeah, but you don't know how to do this and you don't know these people and you've never done this before. And I would be not even seeing that. Like that's an obstacle for him, but for me, I'm like, yeah, and what's the point? I'm going to find a way. So that was something that I decided long ago that I was going to figure it out. And in fact, I was going to be excited about figuring it out because the more that I do, the more that I overcome, the stronger that I get and the more capable I am. And I knew that. So I'm very, very possibility motivated. So I'm looking for what I want. I'm looking for the experiences that I want to have. I'm looking for what I want to learn. I'm looking for having different choices and different paths that most people would not even see because I'm seeking it out. So a person that is necessity minded would be more thinking about, okay, here's what my options are, and I got to choose one of them. And I'm going to be looking more for what is secure and what other people are doing. And I'm going to be listening more to what other people tell me to do because I'm looking at more like what the world is telling me what I'm capable of instead of me deciding, hey, I am creating what I'm capable of. What I want is more powerful, more important to me than what other people tell me that I should be doing. In fact, it's my life. I get to live my life. So I'm not going to really listen to anybody except for what I want to do and what I want to create out there. When you're possibility motivated, you realize that it is up to you. You're responsible for creating this amazing life that you get to live. And you're motivated by possibility. So you're motivated by what could be. You're motivated by what's unknown that you have not figured out yet, that you have not lived yet, the people that you have not met yet, and the things you haven't learned yet. So it's all in possibility because that means that it's unknown, it's possible. And you think and you choose to believe that everything is possible. Instead of, when you're necessity minded, you're like, well, I know that's probably possible, but here's what I got. Here's what I've got to deal with. Here's my obstacles. Here's why I'm not where I want to be. Here's the job I have. Here's my situation. Here's my family situation. So what can I do with what I've got? That's necessity minded. And you're not going to even find very many options because your brain is not looking for them. It's just looking at what you've got in your life. You're very focused on what you have in your life if you're necessity minded. You don't want to go into the unknown. You don't want to even figure out anything to be able to, you really want the result, but you don't really want to go down the pathway to create that result. So this is like, you're not a bad person if you're necessity minded. It's just that that's what your brain got kind of on a pattern of thinking in that way. And you can train your brain to be possibility minded. Now, what that's going to take is awareness, because the knee-jerk reaction that your brain goes, the wiring of your brain is like, oh, here's what I got, and oh, this just stopped me. And you're going to have to now see that you're doing that and then change to, okay, yeah, that is me being safe. This is me wanting to stay safe and play safe and stay with what's familiar. This is me not wanting to fail, me not wanting to go into the unknown and to actually stretch myself and make myself vulnerable, like put myself out there in the world. But I know that I need to if I want to have a most amazing life. And if you think about the actual life that you want to have, that career that you want to have as an actor, as a director, as a writer, look at the kind of person that you're going to have to become in order to make that happen. So how can you become that person fast? You can become that person very fast by becoming aware of your thinking and constantly shifting to the thinking that goes with possibility-motivated people. You can become a possibility-minded person by just telling yourself over and over, and this is a Tony Robbins quote I'm going to give you right now, the quality of my life is directly proportionate to the amount of uncertainty that I am willing to live with. So going towards uncertainty, going towards the unknown, going towards whatever life throws at you, that's fine. That's all my building blocks of my life. That's all necessary. It was all part of the story. That's all the stuff that I needed to learn to become this amazing person that I now am. And I welcome obstacles. I welcome problems. I welcome them because, and I may not even like them at the moment, because problems, it sounds really great when we're talking about problems. Oh yeah, problems. But when you actually have one that causes you pain, you're not like celebrating about it. And you're not like going, oh good, this is going to make me stronger. But in fact, when you decide that you're going to be possibility-minded, you decide to think about your problems this way. You're making that decision to see it from that viewpoint instead of something that stops you. You're deciding to find new thoughts in your mind that you never had before that will allow you to keep going forward. So what you're going to do is you're going to ask your brain, okay, I know that I solved this problem. Brain, how did I solve it? Now your brain is going to want to go back to just like, I don't know. It's hopeless. This is really bad. And what you're going to do now consciously is you're going to ask your brain, how did I solve that? How did I find a solution to that? How did I make this all work? How did I figure this out? Knowing that you did figure it out. So what you're doing in that moment is you're accessing a different wisdom part of you that hasn't been exercised before, that's giving you new thoughts, new solutions. You're becoming very resourceful. This is exactly what the film industry wants to hire. So if you think about it, out there in the world, do they want to hire people that are necessity focused? Like, oh, I just kind of play it safe. I don't want to go in the unknown and I don't know how to do that. Or do they want to hire people that are possibility minded, possibility focused? Oh, never done that before, but I bet that we could figure that out. Oh, that's an amazing story idea. I'm not sure how much that will cost to shoot, but let's see if we can put a budget together and shoot that thing. Oh, I don't know any agents right now, but let me see who I can get out there and meet this month on film sets, because I know that I've got a lot of great ideas and this is what I want to do with my life. Possibility minded. Like, yeah, you don't have the connections now. Yeah, you don't know all the people now, but you're deciding that that's important to you and that's exactly what you're going to do. Now, how can I do this the fastest? So I'm not going to be satisfied with small jobs that come to me that are like easy and just keep coming in like I have in the past. Like I'm not going to be happy with the busy work. I'm going to now look at all of the opportunities that come into me. Say I'm a videographer. These video jobs that come into me, now I'm going to consciously think about it, not going, okay, well, I'll take that because I don't have any film work. Now I'm going to say, okay, from this job, I'm going to take that job consciously. It'll make me $500. And because I'm taking that day and doing a video job, tomorrow I'm going to spend even more time working on my film career because that's my direction. I might be thinking, how can I use from a different place now, how can I use this video job to give me something that will help me in film? When you ask your brain to give you answers, it will look for them and it will deliver them. So for instance, on this video job, maybe you're going to get some great stills. Maybe you're going to meet some people that are actually in the film world. And if you weren't thinking in this way, you would never even start those conversations. You would never even think about getting those pictures that you can use on your website, that you can use in your social media that shows you working with this camera. You would never maybe even think about putting an article on your social media that shows how you lit something. Yeah, how you lit something that other people would be like, oh, wow, this person is doing some great things out there. They don't know necessarily the budget of the shoot. Yes, film shoots are a very big budget, but still, people in the film industry will do smaller projects too. So you're going to use all of it now when your direction is film, feature films, TV shows. And even though you have never lived in that world, you're going to be very focused on going in that direction, into the unknown, meeting those people, getting that experience, knowing that you can do it, knowing that the money that you're going to make in the film industry is going to dwarf anything that you've made up until now, knowing that it's possible and that you expect it to happen. So being possibility-minded is very powerful if you also expect that you will be successful. That means that you truly expect it, not that you're just telling yourself that, but that, no, that's actually the truth. I believe that I will be successful. I believe that I can learn, meet these people, and have the most amazing life in this business. Then when other opportunities come up, like, oh, working as a camera tech, that they want you to stay there for 3 years and be a camera tech in a windowless room working with software, you're like, oh no, that does not match where I want to go because I know I will be successful. If you believe that you will be successful as a cinematographer on feature films and you believe it, then you're not going to take these other small opportunities that would derail you, that will make you go the other way, that you'll spend another 5 years lost and confused. Do not be lost and confused. Decide that you are going in this direction. Being lost and confused is you just not being responsible for creating this career. And I want to tell you that being overwhelmed, confused, and lost, it can feel good. It can feel like home. And it could be where you've been living because you haven't experienced film sets regularly or tapped into the thinking that allows you to be on film sets regularly with people that are really doing it in the real world, that you want to have as your influences, your mentors, your friends, and having that experience all the time. It's not like we change instantly really fast. It's like we get exposed to pieces of information like I'm giving you here now. And you go, oh yeah, wow, that makes sense. I see it. Then we go back into being, oh, but I'm confused. And then we go, wait a minute, what am I thinking that's making me confused? And we write it down. And then and this happens over time. We look at that and we're like, do I want to keep thinking that? That, my videography experience isn't good enough, or my acting, that I don't have any acting experience and I don't even know what to do. Do we want to keep thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to start. Does that serve you? You'll start to look at your thinking and just go, I am so tired of that. Yes, if I stay in being confused and overwhelmed, I get to stay right there and I don't have to I've got a really good excuse for why I'm not creating this most amazing career because I'm confused, I'm lost. I'd love to, but I'm lost. Where you guys know that I have the pathway for you. It is very easy to do. It doesn't cost very much. If you believe that you're going to make $100,000 in the film industry, and I hope that everybody listening knows that you can make $100,000 per year in the film industry, every year, the work is there. The TV shows, the feature films, the commercials, the music videos, all of that stuff, the corporate video, even that, we'll use a little bit of that with the feature films, with the TV shows, all of the different kinds of stuff that's out there. That's all paying. They need good people. So you have to know, oh yeah, I can make $100,000 in the industry. I'm so glad that I believed that I could when I started. You have to believe that. So therefore, if you're looking at investing in my program, just do it. It's like such a tiny fraction of the amount of money that you can make by using this program. Use this program to get into the film industry, to get solidly in the film industry, and then to connect properly and appropriately with people and quickly with people. So you do this fast. So the purpose of this podcast is not to sell you on my program. It's to show you that, yes, it exists, you can do that, but it's mostly for you to change your thinking about what's possible for you and become more possibility-minded. And as soon as you do that, you're going to step into Friends in Film, you're going to step into your own possibilities, and you're going to be starting to create this life that you want very quickly, very fast. Because going slow and being lost will no longer be acceptable to you anymore. You will know that that is not the person that you want to become, and you don't want to feed that anymore. You want to now step into this possibility, this unknown, this person that you are going to create because you want it. You want that life, and you want to become that person, and you want to make that money, and you want to have those experiences out there in the world. So then it becomes a no-brainer to do the craft certification program and get the F out there and start your career. Start first getting in the door, and then getting consistent work on Netflix sets, and then using being there on sets, MTV, Netflix, Marvel, Disney, to now move into a craft. All right. So thank you so much for listening. And if you want to get started with Friends in Film, you just came across me right now, go to friendsinfilm.com/join, and then you'll be in with us, and you'll be able to learn about all this stuff at a much more in-depth level. Okay? Thanks, everybody. I will talk to you guys all very soon. Thanks so much for listening. And if you want to take your career to the next level in the film industry, go to friendsinfilm.com/join. That's friendsinfilm.com/join. You can sign up for our mini course, learn about the A-list model, and then you can take it all the way and do the A-list program. So that's friendsinfilm.com/join. Thanks so much for listening. Have a great day, everybody.